Part 5, guys, on my Rich B vampire update. So now it's completely turned into an interview with a vampire. No Anne Rice, Rich B. So some of y'all said, like, how did Rich have a notebook on him? I just think that's a silly question. I carry a notebook everywhere with me too. What does that say about me? We're content creators. Come up with ideas, we see things, talk to people. You have to be able to write that down instantly in the time that it happened. And even take pictures and videos sometimes. So my notebook is always handy. My notebook wrote down all the notes about this story I'm telling you guys about. And I'm home. So Senior M said the vampires descended on Sodom and Gomorrah, which, if you heard about Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible, the city was destroyed by God. Zaire Namtar. Senior M said that is the real name of them. Of course, y'all know we make up vampires and all those other names of Lord. Those are human names. But they had their own names. And I feel like that name sounds ancient and kind of correct. Hypothetically speaking, I don't know. But it's also one of those names I've never heard of in history. And then if you look it up, it's kind of similar to what Rich said. He said, Senior M said they are fate drinkers. They drink destiny, which makes a lot of sense when you word it that way. Not just like a meal or a snack. Your whole aura, your vibe, your essence, your energy, everything they take in. So if y'all want to screenshot this real quick, I looked the word up, Sumerian word and mythology. And honestly, they don't really know what's the correct, so they're just trying to get closest. Because nobody was alive and around, so nobody knows the correct, translation. But Zaire is related to distress, and Namtar is fate or destiny. Exactly what Senior M said. He said when the city was destroyed, it was judgment. Think of Judgment Day. But on top of that was also a purge. No pun intended on the movie Purge, but kind of makes sense where they got that from. He said it was to get rid of all those creatures, hybrids, Nephilims, because they didn't all come out giants. I think some of y'all think like when the mermaids bred with women, all the babies were giant. No, they came in different kind of forms and shape, different creatures, multiple heads, paws, claws. And I do kind of think like the angels was sleeping with animals. If humans was doing it back in the day, how you not gonna tell me they weren't doing it as well? And that would make sense of why these animal hybrid creatures come out of nowhere. Or maybe those angels are mixed with some type of, godly touch that they can create any type of form and shape. I feel like to make people humanoid shaped animals, you gotta, So that actually leads me back to my dragon video. This is the video right here. You can find it in my Forbidden Lore series. So basically, that creator found a petrified dragon, but it was in a grave with different other creatures. He seen like multiple creatures combine in each other. Some creatures were trying to eat each other. I'm talking about gold head, turtle, dragon, humanoid like gorilla people. It was very strange. Y'all, my video getting too long again. So follow me to the next part, because I didn't even get to the juicy part yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow me. And TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. This all allegedly and hypothetically speaking. All right, y'all, follow me to the next part, because it's about to get weird. Part 6 on my Rich B vampire update. At this point, we're doing an interview with a vampire, y'all. At this point, he eating Anne Rice up. Netflix, call Rich, call him. This story is too good. We need this on film. Rich, pitch this or something. My goodness. And before we get any further, like Rich said in his videos, we don't care if you guys believe us or not. Not once have I said to you guys in these videos, I'm trying to convince you. You need to believe me. I could care less what you believe. This is for my community. And if you're not of the paranormal, supernatural world, why are you here? Commenting just to comment? Thank you for the engagement. Yeah, I have not once tried to convince you guys or say you should believe me. So I just think that's weird you guys are putting that on me and Rich. You could just keep scrolling. If I don't like content and I don't, relate to it, I just don't relate to it and I don't comment. You guys are having whole arguments and whole conversations in the comment. Are you skeptics or do you really believe? I think y'all believe, because why would you be going in so hard? And especially if you don't do your research, please don't speak to me. I'm so serious. If you had not even started with the book of Enoch and reading what's going on in your own world, we have no conversations to have. We're clearly not on the same intelligence level. At this point, you're just chatting. Anyways, back to the rest of us that enjoy this story and we're having a good time just finding out. So, Senora M said, during, of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, the angels defended to, protect the Nephilim babies that included, the Zaire Namtar. I'm trying to get used to saying that word. So Rich is not sure if it's multiple angels or one angel, but angels did sacrifice themselves in that war, that battle, so some of them can get away. And it said in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, some did get away, but it didn't say what they were. So basically the offsprings, the baby Zaire and Namtar, any of them that really look humanoid, honestly could pass. I feel like they could escape. But if you're 600 feet tall, Nephilim, you gotta go. I understand, you gotta go. They were eating people and all that at that point in time. No, they gotta go. Y'all forget they were drinking blood too. So I'm assuming all the creatures that are hybrids that kind of look like us or can hide like us, they escaped. So they were protected by secret societies around the world. These secret societies are still going on to this day. It was their job to hide these children and these offsprings in distorted fiction turned to myth. And they essentially rewrote history. They basically gave them a narrative. In which, why I believe that part, we know the media creates a narrative about all of us. My dad is a black man. He happens to be a doctor, an anesthesiologist. I can't tell you guys the many times I've seen this man got pulled over by the police. And then the police to turn around and be embarrassed when they find out he's a doctor. Profiling. So that's almost like similar. The media created this about us and them. I feel every species and humanoid creature. They said this about the Indians. They said this about the Asians. Said this about the indigenous people. Said this about the Irish people. They have something to say about all of us. But at least they don't have nothing to say about themselves. That's why we know y'all, we know what y'all on. We're gonna leave that there. All right, y'all, follow me to the next part. My video is getting super long. Don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow me. I know you didn't do that yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And as always, TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly. Hypothetically speaking. All right, y'all. Follow me to the next part because this is about to get weird. I think this is part 7, right? Rich B, storytime update. It's giving interview with the Zaire Namtar, y'all. This is a lot of words you guys got me pronouncing. I don't know if I'm saying them wrong, right, stressful. Hopefully I can finish this all in this last part. So after Senor M tells, Rich that, this all distorted history, they messed around with it, but we're hidden and we're protected in it. That's why, that's why this happened. Because I don't know who the higher ups are, but whoever find out, they're around or they might still be taken out. I don't know how that worked. But I understand during Sodom and Gomorrah time, it was very, very bad. The people were almost extinct because how the Nephilim, the giants, and all the monsters was doing us. Maybe that's why they snatched out all those books out of the Bible. And maybe that's why the Catholic has 66 Bibles and the Ethiopian Bible has 88 books. Very, very interesting. So Senora M tells Rich B all those movies y'all watch are false, all lies. Twilight, Anne Rice, originals, all the stuff that you guys mention and write in my comment. Y'all know I'm not a big TV watcher, so I don't even know most of these shows. I know them through y'all. Please, if there's anything you feel that has a little bit of truth in it, please send it to me. Y'all know I will watch. I'm still watching Grimm. We'll talk about that in another video. So Senor M says they put a little bit of truth in every one of, those film, TV shows, movies, and books. But most of them are lies, which we all know. He said about the walking in the sun, garlic, sparkling in the sun, all BS. And I told y'all that makes complete sense to me. Because the media got us painted as black men. We're born with pew-pews in our diapers, cussing and cursing and using ebonics and doing all type of illegal activities. That's crazy. But we have other cultures that are born hunting. They literally have a hunting season. They go into the woods and pew-pew anything they could see moving. Not even sure if it's a deer or rabbit at the time. They don't even care. But you know what? Never mind. Let me get back to the story. So I understand a distorted image and a fake narrative and lies the media and, books paint and create about you. Senora M said he pities our distractions. I'm not gonna lie. He ate with that. I agree with him, but that really ate. Because, they always trying to distract us in this media in the world when real things is going on. So Richard asked him, how can you tell this is a vampire? He said, you can feel them in your nervous system. You cannot see them with your eyes. And if y'all go back to my vampire and the Afrobeat club I met, I kind of experienced the same thing. The video's up in my Forbidden Lore series, the vampire playlist, so go and check it out. It's a good story, but I'm probably going to tell it again. Senor M says time bends around them. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Time, light bending. He said conversation stretch or vanish, which is another thing I experienced. You guys know with any of my vampire encounters, I cannot remember 100% everything that happened, especially when it comes to things they said to me. I can remember the complete encounters, but can't remember what was said to me. All right, y'all, so my video doesn't get too long. I know y'all tired of me. I'm so sorry, but I can't post too long a video. I know this is gonna be, I was gonna stop here for today, but I'm gonna just continue the next part because I know y'all want to hear this. And it's a great story. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. If you like content like this, cryptid, supernatural, paranormal, Find the Witch, the wardrobe. I'm just kidding. Engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow me because I know you didn't do that yet. And of course TikTok is only for allegedly and hypothetically speaking. We don't know nothing. All right, y'all, follow me to the next part. Okay, y'all, we at part 8. I'm really belt to ass pushing these videos out, y'all. W hard work, good work. W storytelling, y'all. Tell Netflix to call me and Rich B, please. So last off, I let you guys know how to spot Zaire Namtar. Told y'all that you feel them in your nervous system first. Time bends around them. Conversations stretch or conversations vanish. I wish I could explain that part to you guys more because it did happen to me, but another video, another time. I just want to get through this interview. So also you feel unsettled and at peace at the same time. And I told my chat about this. They're like narcissists. They're like fun, vibrant, charming people, but you feel like uncomfortable by them. Something quirky, off, strange about them. Like for me, anybody playing and joking with me out of nowhere, I've never met you in real life, never had a conversation with you, is a red flag to me. And that's how most of them talk to me, like they've known me for hundreds and thousands of years. Or maybe they have. We know reincarnation is real, maybe I don't remember them, I don't know. But that scares me. He says some feeds on blood, the old ones feed on energy. He didn't use those exact words, energy. But me and Rich B, I feel like that's what he was saying out of it. They just speak more encryptive and like an older, vibe. And that's another thing. They don't speak like regular people. So pay attention to that. They always seem like they know more than they should, or they're a little slower talking and more like, I don't know, y'all, how to put it. Just very alluring. He said the garlics, the crosses, and all that, that's bedtime stories for adults, which I've been telling y'all to. Or Rich B goes on to listen and ask them about all of them. All of those items. Senor M told Rich, everything is wrapped up in plain sight. Long story long. He didn't say it in those exact words, but that's how I'm telling y'all. Pay attention and be careful, be careful, be careful. Because y'all in the comments talking about, I'm looking for a vampire, I want to be bit, I want to da-da-da-da-da. Stop. But y'all grown, y'all gonna do what you want to do anyways, but just be careful. Cube don't got nothing to do with it. I'm just telling y'all the story. I'm never telling y'all to go outside and get yourself in no trouble, no danger. Y'all see me, I'm in my house. I can't even do a video outside, I'm scared. So he said, if you mix garlic with ashen root and blood thyme, I don't know what any of these are, I'm just telling you guys what Rich said, that can do something to them, so I don't know. Rich asked him about crosses. He said crosses are beautiful, and what they represent is beautiful. He asked him about steaks, like wooden steak. So Senor M said, in Iceland, there's a tree called the Graven tree, and it grows over there. Not sure what he meant by that. I'm assuming that's the only steak or the wood that can, unalive them maybe. Or maybe just that kind of tree, and that tree only grows in certain areas. I'm not sure. Rich didn't really understand, so I didn't understand. But I'm trying to tell y'all what I'm getting out of it. He asked him, do they sleep in coffins? Senor M found this humorous. He said, no, Zaire Namtars sleep in penthouse in New York City and underground spas. Still being funny and still like low-key still taunting. Like, okay, y'all rich, we get it. He like, we don't do broke shit like that. Coffin? And then to add insult to injury, he said the underground spas are in Zurich. Like, damn, I don't even know if I could spell Zurich. What I found was interesting, y'all, human chaos and distress, like, drains them. They lose energy and power, which is crazy because that's all we got in this world. All right, come back to the next part so I can tell you about the secret societies that do protect them. I'm giving y'all names and cities and address. All right, follow me back to the next part. If you like content like this, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. And TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. It's all allegedly hypothetically speaking. All right, y'all, follow me to the next part. This is about to get weird. Part 9 and my final part, well, for today, of a Rich B vampire update. So we left off at Senora M telling Rich B that people, distress, chaos, and energy drains them. And the Zaire and Namtar don't like all that. So Rich kind of laughed like, human chaos? He said, y'all on social media. That's all on social media. Chaos and Hubert Distress. I kind of laughed too. That is kind of funny. But I'm like, maybe they on TikTok. This is a whole different, place over here. We laugh, we have fun, we do story time. It's way better vibes than the other apps. So maybe they just, enjoying this one. And I don't know if they're on the other ones, clearly, but I feel like TikTok always gives better vibes than a lot of other socials. So I think they're on here just trying to get a laugh, a good entertainment, a vibe. I told y'all they be bored and they're narcissists. So their entertainment comes first before anything else. And of course, being content creators, supernatural content creators, it's hilarious to them. They get to hear what the dumb things we're saying that's wrong. Some of us that's close that might be right. They completely enjoy it all. So then Rich B says Senora M pulls out this big, beautiful leather book. And he said it was so old, it looked like the pages were stone, but more of like stone that can bend, which is amazing. I've heard of old parchment and paper that can do that. I've even saw there was a gold scroll that, that was written secrets on it. So the ancients clearly used a lot for writing whatever they could find. Also, whatever could last time. So I'm assuming that all these books are the secret societies. So Senora M asks, Rich B, does he want to know about the secret societies? And Rich is over here like, you know what? Hell yeah. Me too. Shit, I want to know too. So I mean, y'all, what are we going to do? We got to find out. So again, he mentions quietly around the world, secret societies protect them. He kind of laughed and then started naming them. Like, for example, he said the Rulian Fold in Miami, the Custodians of the Lapis Veil, the Choir Dustmere in Venice. I mean, I'm not about to sit here and name all of them because I don't know who's watching it, but there's one in Venice, the Midwest in America, Paris, of course, Egypt, Japan, China, and so on and so on and so on. So around the world, basically, like he said, we're surrounded. And it's so interesting. Most of those places I've named, they all have a supernatural lore or tell or something going on there. Besides, Louisiana, New Orleans is not in there. So, I find that very interesting. So Rich asks, why are you guys doing all this? Like, why are you even telling me this? He said, we're bored. He said they're ready to speak again. Every couple years they try. People say they're not real and they just go back to their regular life. They could care less. And people are still not going to believe this. So he don't care. But yes, Rich, we're very invested in this story. It's a great story. Please continue it. I'm going to let you know my thoughts after each one. Y'all, my video's getting too long as per usual because I'm a yapper. So I'll be back tomorrow with some more. Make sure you go follow Rich B and keep up with his content. He's dropping them like bomb. We don't know how long this content is going to be around. Whoever TikTok be deleting stuff when they feel like. And speaking of TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly and hypothetically speaking, of course. Don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow me. Because I know y'all didn't do that yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And I'm going to definitely give y'all a call back later. Because this is about to get weird this year, y'all. Rich B and Senora M. Part 10. Y'all, I don't even know how I got this far. Shout out to the teachers that told me yapping wouldn't get me anywhere. Here I am. Where we leave off? Oh yeah, Senora M was giving Rich the rundown. So like a lot of y'all in the comments, Rich was also asking, why me? I never questioned it. Some people just are chosen. And you just gotta understand. And that's nothing you should question. But hey, he addressed it anyways because he asked Senora M. And he said, Senora M said in his Italian accent, do you not think you're special? Sorry if I'm butchering the Italian accent. That's how I see Italian vampire, like, in my head. By the way, y'all spot on with the Volturi. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even see that. You guys know I'm not a big TV and movie watcher. I'm a history buff, a research psycho. I'm a deep diver. So I only watch stuff y'all tell me to watch. Like, literally, they're recommendations by y'all. But also, if y'all were paying attention, Rich B did say, Senora M mentioned that Twilight and all of them are fake. But there's a little truth in everything. So what if his little truth part was more of the Volturi and like the wolves part? Have y'all noticed vampires don't really talk about wolves? Very interesting. Anyways, back to the story. So basically they said they choose him because he remembers. He remembers everything through his emotions, things he has never been taught or really had to learn. He said the blood remembers. Very, very, very eerie to me. Only because since I've been a child, I remembered and knew things I shouldn't know. And I literally live my life like that to this day. So then Senora M pulls out this manuscript. No date, no title, just with a lion and a bull on it. Not fighting either, both watching. So it was a 13th century codex that was part of history, or maybe it was hidden from history. So Senora M said, a family long forgotten and often misspelled. He told Rich this is his family. This is Rich's family crest. And I was like, what? We thought this video done started at Rich not minding his business and doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing. And it's just taking a crazy turn, y'all. So Senora M knew Rich's family for maybe hundreds or thousands of years. Go figure. So I'm assuming, Rich, you're, from Italian descent. Maybe that's why you visit Italy and Croatia. This is crazy, though. I hope you knew that you were, of the descent. And just finding that out on vacation, that's crazy. So, written on the manuscript, written in Latin, in an older form of Latin than today's Latin, the keepers of the lion bull line, a symbol of royalty. And I have written in my notes that the lion and the spirit command the watcher. I don't know. So that's a leone. The toro, the bull, grounded power, unshakable will, guardian of the underworld. Alright, y'all, before this video get too long, follow me to the next part. And as always, TikTok, this is only for allegedly and hypothetically speaking only. This is only for entertainment purposes, TikTok. If you like content like this, creepy, paranormal, cryptid, make sure you gauge from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, and of course, follow me. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And follow me to the next part, because it's about to get weird. Rich B and Senora M saga part 11. So where did I leave off, y'all? Oh yeah, Rich B was telling Senora M about his crest, his family, their watchers. Whew, this is a lot. So I find Rich's story very, very interesting. So y'all, this is Rich's family crest. Senora M sent him. Screenshot it if you need to. So why I thought it was interesting is because I'm descendants of two small noble families as well. This is the Oxley's family crest. This is my last name. And this is my first name, spelled differently, of course. Just like Rich B's, they changed throughout the years and the time. I thought it was interesting that we both come from a small noble family. We're not royals. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I know through grape and pillaging, y'all know. Yes, y'all. So I thought that was very interesting because before I thought usually wealthy families have family crests. Now I'm finding out middle class, smaller family that are associated with the royal, but they're not royal, have crests as well. So this is Rich B's again. We'll talk about mine in another video. So Senora M told Rich, these beasts aren't opposites. They are the embodiment of dual mastery, instinct and discipline, as well as spirit and flesh. So basically, they work together. They're not against each other, they're with each other. And notice the little symbols around it. Very, very interesting, guys. And y'all see Simba down there with Pumbaa? I'm just joking. So the leone, the lion, wasn't a royal bloodline. It was a bloodline of balance, tasked with preserving the equilibrium between human chaos and the timeless ones that walk among us. He said Rich comes from a line of silent witnesses, anchors, those are who are eventually forgotten. So then Senora M says something very interesting to Rich I found. He says some bloodlines weren't meant to rise. Some were meant to just remain as, just record. And I love that he said that because everything ain't for everybody. And everybody needs to start understanding that. So that's why I never understand why people are jealous of other people or just watch what other people are doing and what they have. What's for you is what's for you. When are you going to understand that? Everybody got a mission. Everybody got a task. Everybody got a goal. And they shouldn't none of them be the same. My goals and aspirations are like none of you guys. And I know that for sure. Just because I'm unique. I'm one out of one. Just a guy here with two last names. All right, follow me to the next part and probably the final part for today. This seems like it's going to be a long saga. Don't forget, if you like content like this, creepy, supernatural, cryptic, make sure you repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow me because I know you didn't do that yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. I'm going to call y'all right back. And as always, TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. Alleged and hypothetically speaking, of course. Part 12. Interview with the Vampire, Rich B and Senora M edition. So where did I leave off, y'all? Oh yeah, I remember now. I left off that Senora M and Rich B was chatting, and Senora told Rich a lot about his family that Rich did not know. Basically, they're a family of watchers that protect secrets, supernatural being. They're a very old family that have been given a task and a job by whoever. I don't know who gave it to them. So they found it very interesting that Rich Beast remembers the old world, the old way things went, how to treat people, how to love people. Rich gives that energy, doesn't he? Like just a real good guy, good dad, good husband. And he's very vulnerable. Like he's very open. He literally sharing all his stories with us. He doesn't have to do that. Even me, as a supernatural content creator, I haven't brought myself to be able to talk to you guys about everything and anything yet. So I have my own encounters and stories I'm still keeping private for now. But in the future, hopefully, I'll be comfortable to talk about them. But yeah, definitely give him a little bit of credit. And also understanding that Senora M is allowing him to tell us this. So he's a direct link of more information. Of course, people are not going to believe. So they're still going to laugh at us and find it humorous. Because there's nothing we can do, they can do in the world to make the world believe. Whoever's that job was to condition and hide those secrets and build myth and lore around that and folktale, y'all did a great job. Amazing. Because it doesn't matter what you show these people. I can literally turn into a dragon right now talking to you guys. Not saying I am a dragon, just example. And you guys still wouldn't believe me. Y'all will say, it's this, that, and the third. So they think it's funny. It's hilarious. They can show you fang. They can show you blood. They can show you this. They can show you that. They can show you flying. They can show you whatever. You guys still won't believe it. And the masses believing it is just impossible. So it's almost hilarious. It's going to take them popping out as the Avengers and crime-stopping crew for us to see something. Because even if they do try, the media is just going to hide it anyway. Because that's what their job was. So whoever did that, they did a great job. Because now I have thousands of angry people. Everybody comment sometimes. Everybody DM. Calling me crazy. Do I look crazy to you guys? If I was, I still wouldn't care. I'm honestly a skeptic, guys. It takes a lot for me to believe. And trust me, a lot of things are out there that we have no idea about. And vampires are the least of our concern. Okay, so back to the story. So after Senora M tells Rich about his family and how they're record keepers and they're watchers, they're meant to record and remember, even throughout their blood. Rich makes a joke like, oh, darn, I'm not like, royalty. Senora M gets real serious and says the world doesn't need more royals. It needs more witnesses. And preach to that. If you've been following, you know how I feel about what they've been doing. Not my kind of family. I want to be nowhere attached to them. Senora M says Rich's blood remembers before the myths. He has inherited like a spiritual sensitivity. That's how he saw Gabriel, which leads him here today to Venice. Well, not today, but you know what I mean. To this point. The Zaire Namtar don't live in the shadows. They create them. If you like content like this, creepy, supernatural, cryptic, make sure you engage from the bottom up. That's repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow me because I know you didn't do that yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And I'm going to call y'all back later because it's about to get weird. When they laugh at you, you're getting close. When they fear you, you've gone too far. Stay between. Senora M. Part 13. Well, thank you, Rich, for sending this message from Senora M. Shout out to Senora M. I'm happy you enjoy my videos just as much as Rich. I'm really enjoying recapping this story. Never knew following this story would get me here, but I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate all the followers, the kind commenters, and I want y'all to understand my page, as well as Rich's page, this is a safe space for you guys. I don't really dwell on negativity. So all those people that's calling us names, block. All those people being disrespectful to the commenters, block. All the people just could have kept scrolling and didn't have to comment at all and then commenting multiple times. Block, 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 block. My block button works well, guys, and it moves fast. I'm a history buff, and I love the supernatural world. And there's a lot of people like me out there. But why are you just ruining their social media experience? Weird. So let's break down this Senora M message, guys, before I continue the rest of the story. When they laugh at you, you're getting too close. I think this means when people mock you, dismiss you, or try to make you feel small, you're challenging the norm. You're getting too close to the truth or your full potential. When they fear you, you've gone too far. When people start to fear you, it means your energy might have shifted too far. Maybe you're becoming more intimidating, detached, or just overall aggressive. It means you've gone from being powerful and disruptive in a positive way to maybe being isolated, misunderstood, or a possible threat. Stay in between. Master your balance. Be powerful enough to disrupt and awaken people, but not so overwhelming that they disconnect or turn on you. Don't tone yourself down to please others, but don't lose your humanity either. It's just a spiritual and social survival tactic. But I could be wrong. I could misunderstood. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, what this means. Okay, let's get back into Rich's interview with Senora M. So Rich touched on a lot of things, guys. So NDAs. I'm now starting to understand a lot of you guys don't know how they work. If you're new here, all my other followers know that I work in the entertainment industry. Yes, Hollyweird. In the music industry, yep. So I've had to sign NDAs for names like Kanye West, Little Kim, and Miss Pretty Girls Walk Like This, Big Boss Vet. There's nothing wrong with them. And they don't say you can't speak about your experience about, that certain person. It's just a way to you to protect each other and build parameters. But with those artists, I know what I can talk about and I know what I can't talk about. So I see a lot of you guys in the comments saying, isn't he not supposed to say anything if he signed an NDA? He's been telling y'all he's in contact with Senora M and the lawyers. I feel like he'd say the lawyers more than anything. They come first before anything. All right, guys, the video's getting too long. So follow me to the next part. I'm gonna post it right after this one. If you love content like this, creepy, paranormal, cryptid, supernatural, make sure you engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow, because I know you didn't do that yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And as always, TikTok, this is all hypothetically speaking. I don't want no problems. All right, y'all, I'm gonna call you back. Part 14, Rich B and Senora M. Interview with a Vampire, Zaire Namtar edition. So where did I leave off? Oh yeah, so we left off at the NDAs. Let's just wrap this up real quick. Yes, so a lot of people use NDAs. A lot of people sign them. I've signed many, and it's not that serious, guys. Especially if they don't personally know you. How are they gonna know you're not gonna personally tell their personal business that you don't want out there? Like Rich B said, I'm more afraid of the lawyers than a vampire. That's 100% accurate. So Senora told Rich, some memories don't belong to the mind. They belong to the blood. And that instantly put me into like a frenzy, like a thought process frenzy. I'm like, okay, DNA holds a lot of memory. They learn a lot from DNA. We are made up by 99% water. Blood has water. Water holds memory. Makes a lot of sense. I've actually had this conversation with my cousin the other day. I was wondering where all your memories go from the dream world, astral projections, the ones that you can't remember. Where do they all go? And where do they come from? Many, many, many questions I have. So thank you, Rich and Senora M, for sending me down even more of a rabbit hole. You guys got me learning about myself as well as the world. I'm not sure if I'm trying to learn any more about myself though, because I'm not ready for that. And there's so many conversation experiences I haven't told you guys yet, and I'm not willing to share just yet. So a lot of this is like ding, ding, ding. But let's move on. The blood remembers what history forgets. This is a little bit off topic, but I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. So I found out my DNA has part called ghost DNA. So I wanted to look into it. And here is the definition. You can screenshot it once or twice if you need it. So basically, it's saying back in West Africa, and I'm sure other places as well, just these genes. They interbred with an unknown species and an unknown race. There's no remains found, no fossil, just a genetic marker that untraceable. Thought that was very interesting, guys. And I always wonder where melanin come from. Well, melanated species. That's just to show you right there. The blood is always gonna remember. So he said the twin cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, were like some form of spirit or power nexus, gates that bled lights of stars. So there was way more than sin going on in that city. They were definitely lying to us. They didn't tell us all that was going on. Not all the angels fell for lust and pride. There was a second falling. Very quiet, very intentional. If you came down to stop something, we don't know. The families found resisting the chaos. They was taken, hidden, and protected. They wasn't offered transformation. They was offered fusion. Okay, guys, before the video gets too long, just follow me to the next part. Y'all know me, I'm not gonna have y'all waiting too long. I'm gonna post it right after this one. Don't forget, if you like content like this, creepy, supernatural, paranormal, go ahead and engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow, because I know you didn't do that yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And as always, TikTok, this is all alleging, hypothetically speaking, of course. All right, follow me to the next part, y'all. It's about to get weird. Part 15, Rich B, Senora M, interview with a vampire. But this is the Zaire Namtar edition. So when I left off, I was telling you guys how Senora M said they were offered fusion, breath, memory, and sacred duty. He said in Sodom and Gomorrah, there was a valley that has not been touched by fire yet. They did a lot of rituals there. So they used salt, from the Dead Sea to bind, ash from burnt offerings to remember, and shared breath to seal. Ooh, y'all, this is getting good. All right. Let me stop playing. I'm gonna go back to the story. He said the young feed on blood, but they don't. They feed on energy, aura. But he said the young didn't consume in hunger. They consumed out of ceremony. The elders sustained themselves on energy, emotions, intentions, and memory. The more ancient they became, the more subtle their nourishment. They fed on essence, what we forgot. These beings weren't meant to rule. They were made to remember. Especially when the bloodlines started to mix, blend, and thin. The cities were burnt, straight up destroyed, like down to the ground. Only a few Watchers survived. Only a few Nazayim Namtar. I believe the first Zayim Namtar survived. So they basically scattered to Europe and Africa. And this goes back to my theory that I was telling you guys from Africa and Egypt. Then they went to more of the Caribbean, Africa, and Europe. So the pieces are piecing out at this point. Everything is low-key coming together, y'all. When Rich said Sudan, I was like, I knew it. Because any of the Zayim Namtar I've run into were either like African or European. I think I told you guys that in previous videos. I even told one of my encounter story. I'm going to tell you guys more in the future, but yeah, let's stay on topic. So they fled the cities. Some were marked, some weren't. Others forgot what they even were part of or what they were. Other bloodlines carried the breath forward, like Rich's bloodline. And come on, y'all see Rich's eyes? You guys are gonna tell me that he's not like, there's something supernatural in that man. Look at it, look at him, look at his eyes. So guys, over the centuries, one line split into two somehow, and they became two rival lines, both born of the covenant, but one was twisted by desire, betrayal, and trauma. So basically, guys, it was a bad group and a good group. That's the simplest way to explain it. Not necessarily good or bad, but they were different. They feed way more on negative energy and emotion. That's the best way I can explain it, how I understood it. But make sure y'all go watch this Rich video to understand it better. So y'all, that sounds a lot like the Mind Flayer from Stranger Things. Actually, a lot of the story sounds a lot like this, but let's get back to it. They feed on forgotten lineage. They pose as oracles, nobility, spiritual guides, wolves in sheep's clothing. Think of it like that. All right, y'all, before the video gets too long, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, though. We can talk about if Senora M is immortal or not. But if you like content like this, creepy, paranormal, supernatural, even cryptic, make sure you engage from the bottom up. That's repost, save, comment, like, and follow, because I know you didn't do that yet. I'm Cube of the Lore. This is Forbidden Lore. And as always, TikTok, this is all allegedly hypothetically speaking, of course. I'm gonna call y'all back later because it's about to get weird.